My guy's still looking for a place to sit. How you doing, buddy? Let's see, our Mike Conrad. How you doing this morning?
All right, would you have your attention a second? Would you pray with me? The gift of Rotary is evident in this room this morning. Friends all about us with special gifts to share. With these friends beside us and no person beneath us, with the bonds of Rotary between us and our worries behind us, with our goals before us and no task beyond us, with a thirst for knowledge and a dream of a polio-free world. We are thankful for all of our Rotary friends and for the food that has been prepared for us. Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the four-way test is all things that things say and do
is the truth, is fair to all concerned, will it build goodwill and better friendships, will it be beneficial to all concerned.
Yeah, I have two great guests here today that are known to all of you, and they would be Cookie Billings, who's a past district governor, who, as you all know, that she is the big sister to her brother that she's sitting beside, and Patrick Eads, who is with us. He is a past district governor in the Crescent Club. So, welcome both of those.
Chanel came back and joined us the second time, so we didn't scare her away the first time. So let's welcome her back.
This is my good friend Ashley Rayford. She's with New Garden Friends School, and they had their first student join the GAP program this past year, so she wanted to come and hear Donna speak about the program.
Okay. Yeah, we'll introduce them kind of later. Okay. Is that it? That's it. Okay, birthdays and anniversaries, Rick.
Yes, sir.
There you are.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And we have no birthdays, but we've got some anniversaries to celebrate at the club today. First club anniversaries, David Graves. Did David make it?
Yeah.
There he is. All right, David. How many years you got with us, buddy?
15, I think.
You're exactly right. All right. Good job. Nice one. Dale Hopkins. Did Dale make it in? He wasn't here earlier. He's probably out celebrating. Howard Diggers, I know you're here. There we go. There he is. Well, whatever. And how many?
Yeah, how many did Dale have?
15. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Dale had 6, so you had, there you go. He knew who he came in with. All right, and we got a couple of wedding anniversaries. Let's see, Mike Allen. Mike, I think Mike made it. No, I didn't. And has anybody seen Chip Person? Oh, here we go. All right, Chip and Carrie have an anniversary coming up. Mr. Chipper, how many?
28, but I sure am glad you reminded me. I might have forgotten.
I'm telling you what, we're glad to be here of service to you. All right, and that wraps us up.
Thank you. And I saw Chip personally at faints, so I know he has the anniversary all wrapped up. Actually, we could have had a makeup because Blake was there too.
Yeah. Actually, we got our makeup out of that, didn't we?
I think so.
The most expensive makeup I've ever had in my life.
I agree.
And Ms. Fritz, I don't know if we're gonna talk about it later, but we have tickets today for pig stock. Cookie actually brought them here, so if you signed up for tickets, we have those for you.
And speaking of pig stock, next week, right here, come next Thursday morning, you'll be very lonely because there is no regular meeting. Our meeting is going to be at pig stock on the 2nd.
That's what I
Shooting
hear.
Star Farms. Hopefully everybody has signed up for tickets. Last time I checked, we had like 27 or something sold. Is that right? Cookie? Dan, you got there? Look, they're in, just like little kids again.
Yes, Walt?
How many do we have signed up so far?
Tickets sold.
Yeah.
We had about 200 out.
No, I mean in the club.
In the club.
Did our club sell 200?
I think, how many did you
Just
get
remember,
this morning?
I think it was 30, under 40.
About 40, and then I just gave out another 20, so 60 for the club.
Okay, good.
And when everybody, you know, come Friday wants the rest of them, we'll sell them.
That's great. I think maybe you guys are working on the weather, but don't worry. The weather's going to be perfect and wonderful. We already arranged it. It's going to be great.
So how many people are planning to go to pig stock? Huh? All right, so there's some more tickets. Your cook team, last Sunday, we had, I'm just jumping in while we're on
Please
pig
jump
stock.
in,
Let's
Jeff.
make some up. We had about between 70 and 75 people at my house. I cooked 6 Boston butts. We only ate 4, which is about 40 pounds, which is enough food roughly for 100, 115, 120 people, and 70 people ate it. So the barbecue was good. We're going to do a little tweak or a tune on it to make it even better. Hopefully we're going to take home that ribbon. Kim's got the chili down. That was fantastic. Christy, I'll tell you what, the chicken was fantastic. We're going to try something slightly different with the chicken out there to gather a little public attention. Steve's vegetables were fantastic. Where's Ross? Is he here? So, no Ross, but man, that cobbler and stuff he made was fantastic. So come out and support your team. It's been a big effort. We've spent a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of practice, a lot of money. A lot of thought's gone into it, and it's just going to be a great fun day. So please come out and have fun, and bring friends. I just bought more tickets today. I'm giving them out to clients. They love the thing. So come join us and have fun. Thank you.
Fantastic. The foundation banquet is the 7th of November. We are soliciting folks to go. The speaker is going to be Peter Kyle, who's the, I believe, Grand Poobah-elect of Rotary International. This guy is fantastic, incredibly inspirational. I've seen him on YouTube. Really going to be a great program. Mike Conrad, you have something to
Well,
add?
why don't we ask, I've already got, I think about 6 or 8 of us. If you plan to go, I need to get in our reservations by tomorrow. I'd like to. So is anybody planning to go that's here today? We'd love for you to go. Raise your hand. Come on. We need more, I know.
Okay, Frank and Claudia are going. Yep, guys, go on. Okey-doke. Fantastic. I do have one quick announcement about something incredibly important that happened just yesterday. Ralph Jones carried the Rotarians through against the Rotarian wannabes, also known as the Ones in the big golf tournament. Saw Patrick Eads teeing off on number 6, absolutely plowing it down the middle. So no doubt he came through victorious, but the Rotarians did come through and save the day. Retained our honor, retained the trophy for John Spillman, thank God. So, at any rate, but Ralph was the man of the day. Actually, I should give you half a yard. 2 Eagles in a row on number 10 and 11. That's pretty rare, guys.
Yeah, it was rare, all right.
Ralph and I were both in rare form, but we had a great time. Let's see, football pool.
Right here. Interesting week. So as I was going through and checking all these off, we had our front runner for the lowest score. Danny was winning at that point. Me? I didn't say you won.
Well, I've got 2 already.
I know. And so Michael Hunt snuck in there and tied you. Ooh. Well, where'd that come out from, because I had these piles that I put the lowest score over here, and there was no other score except for Danny's until almost the very end, and I went, well, Danny's got competition. But Danny, I tell you what, you won it again. This time I can.
Prizes are getting better and better.
Wow. And the Books Award, this person got 17 right, would have gotten 18 right if he only had selected a team to be on the Duke Virginia game. Don't know why he didn't do it, but the top score was 18, so he missed out. Guy, where are you? You get this. I don't know if Dennis will read these, but give him this.
I'll give him some page.
You got the Books Award. So now, there's 4 people with 18. But first of all, I want to give a special award for Cheryl. She got the highest score for the college. She selected 13 correct. Wow. Which is a big number, so you're going to get that. Did she pick Bentley? No, Bentley wasn't on, it's on this one. So, the Walsall 18 is Cheryl, John Nossick, Tom Phoenix, and David Lee. Came down to the tiebreaker. Cheryl, you did not win. I'm sorry, but you got that close. So the winner this time around is John Nossick.
Happy dollars! Hey, Chip, I'm in charge of making the ribbons, so you're going to get the ribbon you deserve. One way or another.
Come in black.
So I've got a couple of happy dollars, so there's 5 of them. So we had a really nice Discover Rotary event last night for the ladies of the club and the ladies of Greensboro Rotary, but I have to give a special thanks to Frank. Frank and Claudia hosted us and made a really nice event, so happy dollar for you. Secondly, where's Judy? So we had, I have to say, this thing was, there was a while we thought we may not pull this together, but I want to thank Judy. Judy worked her tail off and got it all together, pulled together. Thank you so much for stepping in. And then we got to keep thinking Chip, because Chip, people kept showing up and saying, Chip sent me. So, but it was a really good event, really good opportunity. One other quick happy dollar, and this is what Rotary's about, and I told the story last night to the attendees. About 2 weeks ago, my father-in-law was having some health issues with his eye, and some pretty serious stuff. He was blinded in one eye, and the family was rallying around, what do we do, who do we talk to, what to do. And, I'm sitting there that night with a glass of wine, and I said, let's call Howard, see if we can get Christine on the phone. So happy dollar to Howard Driggers for interrupting his dinner, putting his wife on the phone, who was very, very helpful in walking him through this. Thank you.
That's all Christine had. He did recommend that product.
But first of all, I want to know, if I get more money, can I talk longer?
Past district governor that can talk.
Great thank yous to the Gate City Club and all of my friends in here. I feel right at home when I walk in the door. It's awesome. But a real thanks for your support for Pigstock. I've been helping Danny for the last, I think, 7 years on this, and this is really where his heart is, and I think you have rallied around to do that. I want to make you aware that the chief judge is sitting in here today, and Patrick Eads is working on the college fund for his children. So I want you to keep that in mind. I want you to keep that in mind. But I know that you're highly competitive, And we have a lot of things going on, a lot of great raffle prizes. So you have an opportunity to enter. So I wanted to let Chip know that his best chance of winning is to enter a lot of raffle tickets. And you may walk away with a raffle prize. I don't know, but just a lot. But absolutely, thank you for all your support.
Today is a special day. It's World Polio Day, and it's a way for us to celebrate all of our accomplishments in Rotary, where we're 99.9% of the way to a polio-free world. Our goal in our club is to raise $5,000. We're at $4,800. I only need $200, and we'll have made that goal. Ralph Jones is my latest entrant. I got him today by saying, I've already put that in your bill, which I hadn't, but he ponied up for $100 today, so we're at $4,800. And thanks to all of you, I think about 50 out of the 74 have contributed, so I really appreciate what you're doing for the children of the world.
Bobby, back to this table.
Man, Chip, you made a market here for these.
This is a shout out to David Lilliard, Spartan Planning and Branding. Put on a fantastic professional day out at Summerfield Farms this week, and I sit through a lot of classes, and it was phenomenal. So thank you for offering that and sharing it with us.
Absolutely, thank you.
John, Bobby, you know, think about what Mike said, the gift of Rotary. I don't know if y'all think about this emblem of Rotary very often. I remember Jerry Bowler years ago, when our first president would close out every meeting by saying 24 cogs, 6 spokes, and a keyway. Well, I happen to have one of these things down at my lake house, on my dock. I have a boat lift, and it lifts a 3,000-pound boat, and I had a problem with it. And as I looked at that thing really closely, I thought, you know, these cogs are all in alignment, and if they're not in alignment, it won't work. And these spokes represent all the areas of interest in each man and woman in Rotary. And if it doesn't have this keyway, the Rotary gear will slip on the shaft and nothing will happen. And so, as I was replacing my boat lift cog, I thought about this club and how essential it is, and this keyway is what keeps this club going. It keeps us from slipping and having friction and not turning. And so I just want you to think about that, Rotary gear, every now and again.
Yeah, but one bad cog and you're done. I'll get to you, Judy.
I just wanted to invite Cheryl to come over to my office and talk to me about becoming a stockbroker. Because anybody who can pick 13 out of 15 right can make a heck of a lot of money.
Judy.
I want to give a shout out to my son Jimbo, who recently got engaged.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he and Kelsey are engaged, no dates set yet. But you know, these young people, they do things a little different than we did. First, he called and said, Mom, I got 2 life-changing events. Number one is Kelsey and I just bought a house. And I'm like, oh, great, they're not even engaged. The second thing is I'm going to propose. So this past weekend, I helped Jimbo and Kelsey move in their new home. And he got engaged, and I got to spend 2 nights with my granddaughter, Sadie, at her home. So it was a great weekend.
So, we had a great turnout with Sanctuary House, which is near and dear to my heart, last Thursday. Thanks for the support for anybody that might have picked up some barbecue or Brunswick stew at St. Francis last Thursday. It's a great event, and I think they raised over $12,000. Wow. And Shameless Commerce, thank you for adding to my ceramics collection. My 3rd victory, and there's a little ceramic sale in my back garden. I'm serious.
Y'all love our Youth for Christ budget stew, which we've been doing I've been involved with it 20+ years. If you like Brunswick stew that's not any better than cooking this weekend, it's $8 a quart. I have tickets, and you pick it up at our Youth for Christ headquarters on North Elm Street. So if you need it, want tickets, see me after the meeting.
Grandpappy reminded me of something he's told me many times before, that light travels faster than sound. And that's why some people appear to be intelligent until you hear them speak.
Very true. In case you didn't see the email yesterday,
You know the corollary to that, Bobby?
The corollary?
It's far better to remain silent than to open one's mouth and be thought a fool. Be known as a fool.
one more quick note, in case you didn't see the email yesterday, Carol's mom passed on. Kelly's been here this morning. Please keep them in your prayers. Jim, if you would, please, sir.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm glad to see a big turnout this morning because we got a great program, something that's happening here in this area that is really, really important. I want to give Donna and her guests maximum time. I got a very long bio. I'm not going to read it all.
So who I work for.
Donna Newton, who you all know as the other half of PDG, Bob, is Director of Workforce Initiatives for the Community Foundation of Greater Greensboro. Previous nonprofit roles include the Director of Housing Our Community, Director of Guilford Nonprofit Consortium, Building Stronger Neighborhoods Liaison, and advisor to the Greensboro Neighborhood Congress nonprofit consultant. Donna has a whole list of honorariums here and accomplishments, but she's here today to talk about the Guilford Apprenticeship Partners. So Donna, over to you.
Before I get started, how many, and I know some in here, have actually ever heard of Guilford Apprenticeship Partners, GAP, before this morning? Great. That's great. So feel free to interject as I talk. I wouldn't want to make a fool of myself by it. The person I want to introduce to you this morning is Ann Flynn. And Ann is the 4-county apprenticeship coordinator for the Eastern Tribe Workforce Initiative. And I'll tell you a little bit about that because I had discussions before we began with some folks that made me know that you need to know about that as well. So I brought Ann because she is the person you really need to know, and you need to get her card, not mine, when we leave here, because next Thursday is my last day, and that next Friday is my first day of retirement. Officially, that's my last, next Thursday is my last day. So Ann knows everything about GAP and any youth apprenticeship program in the area that you want to know about, and she'll be happy to help you. And assuming I don't talk too long, Ann is also going to share with you a great video, which will just recap everything we're talking about. So I need to tell you before we get started on the Guilford Apprenticeship Partners that the Community Foundation is the fiscal agent and grant administrator for the Eastern Triad Workforce Initiative. What is that? Well, it's a grant from the state, all state money, not federal money, thank you, that funds innovative workforce solutions to build a pipeline of skilled workers for employers in the 4-county area of Guilford, Alamance, Randolph, and Rockingham counties. And in those, and it was a $3.2 million grant for 1 year, and we've done amazing things with it, not only in youth apprenticeship, but in other workforce development activities, such as incumbent training, so that they can do the jobs of today when they were trained on the jobs of the past. And so we train them to do the jobs of today and the future. So we have actually supposedly finished that grant. I'm still working on invoices and, tying up loose ends, but we've finished with it. We are assured that we're going to get a $9 million grant for 2 years for those same 4 counties as a subsequent grant as soon as somebody signs the state budget. So we're waiting to hear from that, and we're just continuing the work, and hopefully we'll get paid for that work if we ever get a budget signed. So Ann works with all of those 4 counties. We do have youth apprenticeship programs in all 4 counties that are very similar to the program that I'm going to tell you about this morning. That's in Guilford County. And in fact, we helped start 2 of those programs, the one in Randolph and the one in Rockingham County. The Alamance County program started about the same time ours did. So, what is Guilford Apprenticeship Partners? Well, when high school juniors and seniors are looking towards their future, they could do a lot of things. They could go on to traditional college. They could just go ahead and start work. They could go to the military, or any number of things. I will tell you that most of the juniors and seniors we talk to really don't have any idea of what they want to do. And they honestly don't have any idea of what's out there. Some do, but most really do not. And in fact, a lot of their parents don't know what's available in the community. So, Guilford Apprenticeship Partners actually offers to high school juniors and seniors an option of a pathway to a free college degree, no college debt, and a promising career. And it is an option. It is one pathway to a great career. And what does it do? It provides hands-on learning at work and college. The folks who go through this, the students who go through this, end up after a 3 to 4 year program, depending on how much college they got in high school, with an associate's degree in Guilford County, GTCC. And they are paired with a mentor, and this is a key part of the program because these students actually have someone to guide them through this pathway and to listen to their troubles and to help them through their challenges. And then they finish the program with not only a degree, but with a great job at the end of it. So how does this work? Well, first of all, the employers in the program are the key to the success of this program. This is an employer-led program. So in 2016, we had 4 employers who took 16 apprentices, 16 youth apprentices. In 2017, we had, I think, 11 employers. I won't try to keep up with the employers from this point forward. But we took 23 new apprentices in 2017. In 2018, we took 40 new apprentices. In 2019, we took 78 new apprentices. So we almost doubled what we did in 2018. And next year, our first class of apprentices will graduate from the program. We currently have in Guilford County 139 active youth apprentices in the workplace. And these are now the employers who are involved in this program. And we do not have to sell the program to employers anymore. In fact, they come to us. We are struggling to keep up with the different sectors that come to us. When we started in 2016, we had 1 sector. It was advanced manufacturing. Today, we have 6 sectors in the program. And more than 34 employers in the program today, and expect more in this coming year. So, and they're located all over Guilford County, as you can see. I don't know whether you can see it or not. So what happens? Well, and the employers are now in all of the high schools in Guilford County. All of the high schools in Guilford County. All of the Guilford County school system high schools. And they are doing presentations about the program. They use this PowerPoint that I'm showing you to talk to the students, but may speak to them a little differently than I'm speaking to you since you're adults. So they're in there presenting now. And we have a community night scheduled for November 18th. And this is a time when we bring all of the GAP employers in. They set up kiosks, and students and their parents and anyone from the community can come in and talk to these employers. And we also have current apprentices there, which is the big hit. So we did this for the first time last year. We expected about 200 people. We had food for about 200 people. We had 600 people show up. Okay. So we told staff, you can have a celery stick. So we'll see how many we get this year. And then we have open houses at each of the employers. And if a student is going to apply for an apprenticeship, they must attend at least one open house. Some students attend many open houses, but they must attend at least one, and they must bring with them a parent or a guardian, because parental buy-in to this is extremely important. The student needs to be supported by their parent if they choose this pathway. So then, assuming they are interested in the program, they will submit their applications, as you can see, in January. And then we will tell them whether or not their application has been accepted for an orientation. And they then, we have orientation programs, and this is a 4-night program. 4 nights. The students who are interested come to one of the employers or multiple employers, and they have to go through certain assessments, like a math assessment and aptitude assessments. And they do a project with one another. And they talk to the employers, and they have what we call mini interviews. It's like speed dating. So they learn about the employer, and the employer learns about them and sees how they work in groups and that sort of thing. And then from that, the employers advise those that they have selected for what we call the pre-apprenticeship. And in the pre-apprenticeship, those who have been selected come in to the employer that they've been matched with and work for the summer. It's a 6-week program. They must be at work every day. Okay? They must be on time. The employer is looking to see that this student can handle the workplace. They also take 2 college classes in that summer. So they have to be able to manage the work and the college. They do get paid. They get paid $9 an hour during the summer. They not only, they get paid for their time at work and their time sitting in the college classroom. The employers want to make sure that they value the education as much as they value the workplace. So they go through that, and then the employer, it's like a 6-week interview. The employer gets to assess the student. The student then gets to assess the employer, and is this really where he wants to be? And if it isn't, we don't want them to join the program. So we do have some fallout from the pre-apprentices to those who were selected in the apprenticeship program. And then they have like a drafting ceremony, and the employers, of course, accept them, they take them from that. But then those that are selected from the pre-apprenticeship program are notified that they are invited to be a full apprentice. And if that happens, then we have a huge signing ceremony, and treat them really special. They get silks for their graduation from the apprenticeship, the pre-apprenticeship program. And they usually wear identity T-shirts of the employer that they're going to, or a cap or something to identify them. We bring in people from the state level and the county level, and we really treat them special that night. And we had about 650 people at the last signing ceremony, and we did it at Corey. So we outgrew our first venue, which was at GTCC, and had to move to a bigger venue. I don't know what we're going to do this year. We're looking for that right now. So in any event, this is kind of the process. So, as I said, interested students must attend an open house with a parent or guardian. It's a great opportunity for them to learn about one another, and then they submit their application. The GAP Community Night is available to them, and then we take the applications. We have to have their transcripts. They generally must have a GPA, a minimum GPA of 2.8, and that's because that's what GTCC requires for entrance there. But under certain conditions, if they complete certain tasks, we can take them down to a level of 2.5 GPA. I will tell you that every student we have in the apprenticeship program today, all 139 could have gone to a four-year school. They could have gotten in. We have valedictorians in our fold of youth apprentices, and we have at least one female who has a 4.9 GPA. I don't know how you get a 4.9 GPA. I will also tell you that we are expanding out of the Guilford County schools to private schools and charter schools, and actually our first private school student was from no other than New Garden Friends School, and he's Brandon, and he's a star in the program because New Garden Friends School only has stars in their whole school system. So that worked out really well. And then they go to the 4-night orientation and the 6-week pre-apprentice. And as I say, they work for $9 an hour during that pre-apprenticeship, and I'll show you the salary progression for these as we go on. And the signing ceremony, and that's the steps again. And here are some of the jobs. This is just a sample of the jobs. We have, as I told you, 6 sectors now, and probably 40-some different jobs that they can choose from to train in. And those sectors are, Ann's going to help me if I forget one, aviation, automobiles, advanced manufacturing, of course, which was our first. We have logistics, we have IT and cybersecurity, which was added this past year, and we have what else? Oh, the service track, which is a lot of different jobs in the service track. So, here you go. These are some examples and types of positions. Okay, so if it's a high school junior that applies, and they are an upcoming senior, after their pre-apprenticeship, they do in their senior year a half day at school and then a half day working for the employer. 2 to 4 years, 1 day a week at GTCC. Once they get through that senior year, then they do 1 day a week with all of their classes at GTCC. We have to work with GTCC to schedule so that they get them all in 1 day, and 4 days on the job at their employer. By the way, once they become an apprentice with the employer, they get full benefits of any other. They are an employee of the employer, so they get full benefits. And we have a program called GAP Core, and in that program we bring the apprentices together and we teach them about why it's good to have a 401k and what you can do with it. We have apprentices in their first and second year who, well, they definitely, the first thing is they buy a car. That's the first thing that happens with them.
Nice cars.
Nice car, they get nice cars, that's their pride and joy. But we have apprentices who are buying homes now. We have apprentices who are helping their families with income in their families. You would be amazed. I wish I could have brought an apprentice with me this morning because they sell the program. Brandon is one of those who does such a good job at that. And then if they are a senior, and so by the time they become an apprentice, they're a graduate, then they go right into the 1 day a week at GTCC and 4 days with the employer. So at the end, and here's the salary progression. Pre-apprentice is $9 an hour. First year they make $10 an hour. Second year $11.50, third year $13.50, and fourth year $15.50. After the end of that fourth year, they go into whatever job they trained for, and they make whatever the market rate is for that job. And we have jobs that are $70,000 and $80,000 a year. I think our lowest paid job is 34, something like that. So and no college debt, and they've gotten paid all the time they've been in there. Oh, Ann's telling me some of the kids have developed an investment club. So these are people you want in Rotary. These are people you want in Rotary. And our employers see them as the future leaders in their companies. I'm just saying. So we talked about this in terms of the requirements. So they look at things other than their GPA. You know, what do they like to do in their spare time? Most of these jobs do require that they have some aptitude in science, math, and or technology. Because, you know, advanced manufacturing today is technology. So you have to have that. And almost all of these jobs, you have to have some aptitude in technology. And being able to work in a team is essential for every employer that we have talked with. This is a key thing that our employers are looking for, is to be able to do teamwork. Then, of course, the usual, do you arrive on time? Are you there? One of the things we look at when we're selecting from the applications is attendance to school. Because if you're not there, you can't do the work. So attendance is very important. So we look at their attendance history. Now, some students had an illness in the family or they were ill, and so if someone documents that, then we consider that, but we really are looking at that kind of thing. And it's not, the apprenticeship program is not for everyone. We have, particularly in the pre-apprenticeship program, we do have students who decide this isn't for them, they're not ready for this yet. That is a good thing for them to decide in the pre-apprenticeship program. We're happy for them to decide that. They have to, they get the experience, so they begin to know whether this is something for them. So, what do they get out of this? They do get to be a leader, and I can tell you, we have employers who brought them in, and they had old-time employees who thought, oh, this is just more work for us because we have to train them and so forth. It doesn't take very many months before those employees are so happy to have those young kids around, and they're able to teach them what they know, but the students are teaching those old-time employees, and it just works out beautifully. I'm not saying it's all glory. There are sometimes challenges to work through with those kinds of things, but in the end, it always turns out good. They get paid to learn. They earn a college degree with no debt. The parents really like that. And they learn from a professional and have a mentor throughout the program. So, I think that's the end of my program. Ann has a video, quick video, that she'd like to show you, and then you can be out of here by 8, but we're happy to stay around for 5 minutes or so to answer questions. We both have another meeting too. And we appreciate being here.
So this is one of our stars.
That I would be able to graduate without any college debt. and then getting a salary on top of that afterwards is an added bonus. Additional benefits to being an apprentice, I would say, is having the camaraderie of other apprentices that I get to work with, and then you have mentors from your own company. I work with several different mentors, and they give me training for the job that I'm doing and also life advice, like learning about 401ks and what to do with investments. I always know that there's someone I can look to for help if I need it, and so it has boosted my confidence.
Courtney's a good example of a lot of our kids that have wonderful minds. She's fully engaged every day. She's coming up with new ideas. She has brought a whole lot of skill to the program and to machine specialties.
It warms my heart to think that those who I work with not only want me to succeed and achieve new heights with every job that I do, but also want me to become an exceptional individual. Anybody who might be interested in the apprenticeship program should look into it because there's no fees that you have to pay. There's just an opportunity for you to learn.
And I just want to say that Machine Specialties Incorporated was our first employer. They are a company of about 200 employees. They have 61 youth apprentices. Wow. And they want 20 a year. Wow. The president's goal is to have 100 youth apprentices. So they'll graduate 20 and then they'll have 20 more coming in. The reason that, and this is true of all of the companies, they can buy equipment, they can buy buildings. What they can't get is skilled labor. And so they're building their own pathway. They're building their own pipeline. And they take the students to prospective clients, and the prospective clients want to know how they're going to meet future needs, and they have the apprentice there with them, and that helps sell their product. So, and they're growing about 10% a year, I think. So it's a pretty amazing program. And the other, you know, a lot of employers start off slow, but we've had employers that have said, I'm just going to take one this year, and they got the one, and then they wanted 3 more. So we try to work with that. This last year, we had more slots than we had students, but every year the student population builds, and Guilford County Schools has worked closely with us, and they are doing a much better job now of getting us before students and for the principals and teachers and counselors to actually understand the program. Once a teacher understands the program, they want a program for themselves. So, and that's how the parents are, you know. I'm just very proud of this program. I feel like it's part of my legacy, and I'm thrilled to present it to all of you. And as I say, I'm of course happy to answer phone calls anytime. Jim knows that. But Ann will be happy to give you her card, and you're welcome to call her and ask her questions. Any pressing questions at the moment?
Where is your meeting on the community meeting going to be?
Yeah, it's going to be at the GTCC camp, the Cameron campus in Office 68 in Colfax, the conference center there. So you're all welcome. This is a good opportunity to just hear about the program more and see the excitement about it and the different businesses. And some of you may have a company that might be, interested in. Yes.
What about a kid that's already graduated from high school, maybe in his first or second year, doesn't really did well in school but doesn't have a direction?
For this program, they need to be juniors or seniors. However, if you come, all these employers are always looking for good workers, and they, like MSI does have a couple of, they call them youth, but they don't meet the criteria. These companies are desperate for workers. They need smart, eager people.
What percent of the kids that apply get through the vetting process?
It's over 80.
Yeah, it's over 80%. Usually the reason they don't make it through, they just don't meet the criteria with the GPA, or maybe the absences is a barrier. Transportation, there's transportation issues. With the grant money, we've provided opportunities to provide Uber cards and just different ways for the kids to get to work, and the employers do, some of the employers are driving the kids back and forth. So they really want this to succeed, not to be a barrier for the kids. It's a great program.
One last thing, I would just encourage you to recruit Ann to this Rotary Club.
Donna, would you do me a favor and draw a ticket for a raffle?
You go to recruit her?
Right here.
Next time we do that, for sure. For the food drive for Big Start, I'm going to be out at my car collecting it, but I also have bags if you want to.
And the numbers are 6143. Welcome to our guest. Kane, please say hello to a guest if you haven't already.
Hello, Peter.
You all right, man?